was doing some reading today, and I came across a story that's really kind of familiar, and it reminded me of something that I just want to encourage people with. A while back, you can see I wear glasses, and a while back, I remember one of our first got glasses. It was probably about 8 years ago, maybe, and at the time, I didn't think my eyes were that bad, but I went through an issue where I was driving and I couldn't see very well, and I did something that caused me to go, I need to go get my eyes checked because I couldn't see something that I needed to be able to see. Anyway, whenever I got glasses, I discovered something that I thought was really kind of interesting. Trees have individual leaves on them, and I remember being kind of enamored by that. And then I remember also, as we were driving down the highway, I was like, look at the lines in the concrete at night. And I remember being able to see so many more stars, just kind of being enamored with the world that was around me that I'd been looking at all the time but had lost its splendor because I couldn't see it clearly. And what does that have to do with anything? Well, I was reading Matthew chapter 14, there's an account of a story that we all know and we read and we're very familiar with from the time that we're little children. We talk about how Jesus comes to a crowd that he's been with and he's been teaching all day, and his disciples say, it's getting late. We got to send these people away so they can go get something to eat. They've been here all day. And he says, why don't you feed them? But they say, we only have 5 loaves and 2 fish. So we know the rest of the story. And we tend to just go, yeah, whatever. Jesus fed 5,000 people, not counting the men and not counting the women and children. And I think it's unfortunate that we see it that way. So what I want to encourage you with is to think about reading it with new glasses. Not literally, of course, but figuratively. The same excitement that I had being able to look at trees that I had seen for years and to be able to look at stars that I had seen for years and become re-enamored with them because I could see them so much more clearly. So what I want to encourage you to do, read those stories with new eyes. Read them afresh. Remember, next time you sit down to eat, how many pieces of bread do you have and how many people will that feed? If you had 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, how many people could you feed? Probably not very many, and most assuredly not more than 5,000. So what I just want to encourage you with is to look at the stories of the things that Jesus did and be amazed by them, because Jesus is the Son of God and none other.